I bet I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
What up, everybody? The Gritty Gamblers are back in the building, baby. How you doing? Hey, my boy over here still can't do it right. Matt, he's got a new hire today. How we feeling?
The Commanders hired Dan Quinn today, man. Honestly, it could have been worse, so I'm not too disappointed. I mean, it really just depends on the staff, in my opinion, and who becomes like the OC, the other people on the staff, your quarterbacks coach, stuff like that, passing game coordinator, all that. That's really what's key because we know Dan Quinn's not running the offense. We have, to be honest with you, if being objective, no one has as much room to grow in terms of what they have as assets, probably as much as the Commanders do this year in terms of picks and cap. We're number one in cap. We have 3 top 40 picks. So the Commanders' focus needs to be through Adam Peters, the GM, because the one thing that we know is that Dan Quinn's not going to be involved in personnel, anything like that. He's just coaching. So Adam Peters has to be on his game as a GM and finding talent. If he is, we should be all right because the picks are going to be there. So can't mess him up. Hopefully his talent evaluation at quarterback is going to be key because we're going to have to make a decision between everyone but Caleb Williams. And that's usually the decision of the draft. The Texans, I mean, they knew they were taking C.J. Stroud last year. There was a clear top 2 at quarterback, but Stroud hit harder than Bryce Young did, and then look at the results. So you could do some damage from that number 2 spot if you get it right.
Yeah, no, don't listen to the test.
Not at all.
It don't matter.
But besides the quarterback aspect of it, I really do think he's going to be able to do good with our defense. We have cap, so we're going to be able to. He can have whoever he wants on defense, more or less, in terms of free agents. He'll be able to bring whoever he wants, and we should be a destination for defensive players because we have a defensive-minded head coach, and we should have a strong defensive staff. So I wouldn't be surprised if our defense is a lot improved next year.
I agree with that. I really think you guys are going to improve. That was my second thought. First thought was OC. Second thought is wow, the defense is probably gonna look a lot better.
I mean, we have to be honest with you,
You have pieces.
Yeah, exactly. And our secondary is it wasn't good last year, but the players are there. You can bring in talent, you bring in 1-star corner if you can.
You get the right quarterback too.
Well, the quarterback is a whole nother thing. Pretty much it's gonna be they are gonna have to evaluate between Drake May and Jaden Daniels and make a decision. And
I think it's Jaden Daniels, but
that's what we're thinking. I think the evaluators are leaning Drake May.
I was gonna say I think y'all go Jaden. I think y'all go Drake May, but I think Jaden Daniels is better.
I agree, but I think the evaluators are gonna.
7.
No, I think Jaden Daniels will go number 3 overall. The Pats just hired an OC that's gonna build a quarterback. I don't think they're keeping Mac Jones.
Bro, the first thing they gotta do is take Marvin.
Harrison might fall to 4.
Marvin Harrison needs to go 3.
I don't think so. If he does, more power to them.
They trade their pick.
I think they're taking Caleb Williams.
They don't need to do that.
I disagree with you.
I don't like him.
That's a personal problem.
I don't think he's gonna be good.
That's not objective.
He's worried about his dog and shows on television. So it is what it is. And
brother, they found Patrick Mahomes out of Texas Tech, and he was.
I didn't like him either. I like Jared Goff still. I still like Jared Goff.
And Jared Goff won home, so you kind of answered my question. So yeah, Jared Goff's a decent quarterback. Mahomes going for his 3rd ring in next week.
Yeah, but
I'm not trying to hear that.
I don't know.
Mahomes got drafted
too much to Mahomes. Mahomes was like, "Oh my God, this is."
Well, that's a different draft too.
Mel Kiper, when the Chiefs picked him, said it was the worst pick ever.
So you look at that. So
it's
pretty
totally
much
different in my opinion.
The Chiefs traded up to number 10 to draft him, I think. The Chiefs traded up to number
Nine.
10 to draft him or something like that. 9 or 10, something like that. They were at number 27. I know Buffalo was
Yeah, they
sitting
traded
there.
up.
They traded with Buffalo, if I'm not mistaken. And then, because Trubisky was the first quarterback off the board at 2. That was the Myles Garrett draft. I remember
At
that.
10.
Huh?
At 10.
Yeah, at 10. And then Watson went 12. And then Trubisky went 2. So that's why that draft is so iconic, because you have a 3-time Super Bowl potential winner that went second quarterback taken 10th overall. And that because he went to Texas Tech and he was not on a team that played really that much good of a defense.
Was
And,
he second quarterback taken?
yeah, Mr. Trubisky was first.
Yeah, and Jared Goff was before him.
Jared Goff's 2016.
Oh, shit.
You're thinking about the Goff year before.
Who else was with him when coming out?
Carson Wentz.
Ooh.
You blocked Carson Wentz out of your mind so much you forgot he exists.
Yeah, honestly, I do. He's still doing like some food truck in Indianapolis.
Bro, he was just on the Rams last year. What do you mean?
No, like he lives in Indianapolis. When he moved away, he kept his house and like.
It's probably near. He likes the area.
Yeah, nah, 'cause he's a country hick, so yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but
I don't care. My family's a bunch of country hicks. I don't give.
yeah, you could say it.
Dang, the skies look cool tonight, bro. They're blue and pink. Look like cotton candy out there. But let's go ahead and get into NBA.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let me pull this up.
All right.
Because there is no hockey until next week, so no Casas Hockey Corner tonight.
Oh, all right, my bad. On the description, Lakers
I'll tell you
are gonna
this:
get blown out.
the Knicks dropped a point. It was at 3.5. It's now at 2.5.
Bro, the Lakers are gonna get blown out.
LeBron and AD aren't playing tonight.
Yeah, bro, I should have took that earlier, -11 when I saw it. Someone tweeted me Lakers tonight. I said, is AD out? And then so one play I know might be a little
Man, are we taking Utah?
Utah?
Everybody out on the Sixers tonight. Or at least questionable. Embiid's def out, though.
Yeah, I got the over at 238.5. It's at 239.5. I love that.
I might take a nice Utah Knicks.
Yeah, and I got the Knicks -2.
Did you tease it?
Nah, I just bought down 1 point.
Okay. So what were they at when you were looking at it?
2.5.
Okay. So you just took the hook.
Yeah, literally. What are they at now?
2.5.
Yeah, they ain't really. It says they open at 4.5. Is that true?
I think they open at 3.5, depending on the book. No, I think I'm gonna do a nice parlay of Utah and the Knicks. Utah money line, Knicks -2.5.
I mean, the Knicks are really good. I think, yeah, Quentin Grimes and OG. Oh my God, bro! It's the third day in a row I bet a parlay when somebody's out of the day parlay.
Who's out?
OG Anunoby.
Oh damn.
He said both times they said this price is unreal for what it usually is, and I take it, and then they're out, and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna stop.
Him and Julius Randle out tonight.
And Quentin Grimes.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton is questionable.
He's probably playing. Bro, I don't know if the Knicks are in the move tonight anymore, bro. OG's kind of key if Julius Randle's already out.
I don't know. Everything says.
I already put the bet in when I put it in like a minute ago.
Earlier.
We let it ride.
I mean, I
It
let
is at
ECU
home.
ride last night. We got torched, but
Huh?
I let ECU ride last night. We got torched.
Bro, how about Kentucky at home?
Kentucky to South Carolina.
No, they lost last night to Florida at home.
They lost to Florida. I ain't
Yeah.
been watching, bro. I go to sleep. I got work in the morning.
I'm wondering if I should bet on Wisconsin tonight.
Wisconsin.
They're playing
Oh,
Nebraska.
I've seen a bunch of sharps taking them.
They're playing it's at 1.5. It's playing on the road at Nebraska.
I'm about to look at it. What time is it?
8:30.
Past it. I've
Bro,
seen people
Alabama
take-
last night was hilarious.
Bro, hilarious. I can't
Bro,
believe they actually came back and won.
Think about this. They were down 17
Bro.
to 2 to start that game.
Cornball was in in the space. I said, bro, Alabama's gonna get beat, bro. They gonna get torched. Look, it's 19-2 right now, bro. They suck. And then Cornball's like, you're gonna jinx us. And then he's like, I'm like, us, yeah, I got plus 6.5. And then he tweeted me this morning and go, you jinxed me. Well, Georgia didn't even cover. I was like,
Yeah, Georgia didn't even cover.
I was like, bet. I did what I had to do.
He said, I did what I had to. Bama got out-rebounded, shot worse from the three-point line, but Georgia did have 19 turnovers. That
They know
Alabama
the
defense.
spread. They know the spread every night, bro. They know what's going on.
That's
But
funny.
Wisconsin, I don't have good money on the action book. What's it looking like? About to look at it.
Ooh. I see a pro on Nebraska. I see a couple pros on Nebraska.
Who you see on Nebraska? Oh, I see Madness and Sensational on. Oh yeah. I'm not touching it.
Yeah, he says I'm not touching it. Now, multiple people on the Knicks tonight too. I'm seeing.
Yeah, I know. I read the Discord. Except when I don't, and then I say funny, ironic things.
Tell me.
What am I, blind?
As they would say in Baltimore, fuck is you dumb? Fuck is you stupid?
Bro, fuck at you stupid.
Bro, you know what's funny? I saw some on on Twitter earlier. It was this video of the guy grabbing Mike McDonald. Like, you coming back for next year, right? You coming back for next year, right? And Mike McDonald's like, hell yeah, hell yeah. And then the quote tweet said, brother, he had to lie. He's in the middle of Baltimore.
I see 4 people on Nebraska. You hear me?
Love Baltimore. Yeah, I saw what you said, bro. I was just thinking about my dad.
What do you think? Should we take them?
Nebraska? Nah, I mean, you know my opinion. If I'm leaning on a team that I think is a win, and my gut told me one thing, and I see a bunch of things going the other way, I just stay off.
I got you. I think that's a smart thing to do.
They probably Nebraska might probably win, especially if it's at home. But like, Wisconsin is the number 6 team in the country. Upsets happen for a reason, but like, and you want to be behind it, but there's not enough value on this game for it to be worth betting on it as an upset. If you know what I mean. Like, it's only -1.5. They're barely plus money.
You know, never mind. I can't see the money line. I was gonna say Florida Gulf Coast. Florida Gulf Coast -3 or 3.5.
But yeah, the Knicks look good betting numbers wise.
Yeah, I love the Knicks tonight. Even if they don't have people in, I don't think it's gonna matter.
And then I'm on Utah tonight too.
Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
I got the over in that game. They ain't gonna play no defense.
But that's pretty much what I like for NBA. You know, I don't really touch the props too much, but interesting to see what happens if the Celtics win by like 50 tonight.
It might, bro.
We'll see what happens. I mean, when you don't have AD and Braun playing, they're gonna have to depend on someone like D'Lo to put the buckets in.
So, jeez.
It's a small slate for the rest of the weekend, guys. No NHL till next week because the All-Star week. I mean, unless we're going to be looking at All-Star bets, but you can't really bet the All-Star game. And then NBA will be most of the slate, and we're probably be looking into college basketball a little bit more. So you want to look into this weekend's college basketball slate?
Yeah.
Now, we will say this. A lot of the lines have not dropped yet because most of these Friday and Saturday games, they don't have too many. Like, it's too soon out. But we can give you kind of predictions on what we're going to think based off looking at it.
Yeah, there's no lines for Saturday.
Yeah. Ooh, this huge game, though. Gigantic games. Like, this is college basketball game of the year, weekend of the year, it looks like.
Yeah.
We got Houston
Duke
playing
UNC.
Kansas. Huh?
We got Duke UNC.
Houston, Kansas.
That's gonna be big.
And you got Kentucky, Tennessee. And Iowa State, Baylor.
Yeah, Kentucky, Tennessee is gonna be big.
That's 8 ranked teams playing right there. I'm not gonna lie to you. Houston could beat Kansas in their building.
Let me pull that up. What time is that game?
That's 4:00 game. It depends on how they match up with Hunter Dickinson.
I'll probably take Kansas, bro.
It's at home for Kansas, I know, but Houston. You're
They're
not as
better
big a
team.
believer in Houston as I am.
No, I think Houston's a joke.
I think that they're probably the best team in the Big 12, and will be a 1 seed.
It might be a 1 seed, but they won't make they won't make the Final Four.
I was about to say they have a really good chance of making it.
Nah, they ain't gonna make it.
I think
when
so.
you look at this game, I see. Oh my God, Kansas is way better. All right, so
You
block.
want me to tell you the main thing? You want me to tell you the main thing that's gonna kill Kansas in this game? That's not gonna show up in the stats.
What? Because
The
you're gonna
fact that-
out rebound them and outscore them.
The fact that they're playing against a team, for example, Houston can go 8 deep and the talent level doesn't drop. Kansas can't go 8, 9 deep and have the talent level drop. So there's the Kansas starting 5 is kind of what the main thing around Kansas team is. They're known for their starting 5 and maybe one other player having to play heavy minutes every game. Like, they don't have a rotation this year that's really that deep. So that's how they get caught slipping sometimes. Houston has one of the deepest rotations in the Big 12. They can bring out players that can rebound, that can play defense, that can shoot. Now, the main thing is their offense run through a couple players, kind of like 2-3 players, but they play really. The main thing is Houston's defense is suffocating.
I mean, we can look at the defense. Yeah, the defense is better than Kansas. That is true.
They play football defense, bro. I don't get it.
They first in yeah, they're good in defense. I see what you
You just looked at it.
but it's the exact opposite for offense.
And I understand that, but that's kind of where I'm getting at. That's why I wasn't
hot.
talking
They're
stats.
gonna destroy them.
That's why I wasn't talking stats. I was talking more about the depth of the situation, like in terms of the how deep one team is over the other. That's going to come to affecting games like this.
Let me tell you a couple stats, all right? Field goal percentage, 50.9, 43.6. 3-point, 35.2, 36.2. But they're 37th in, 3 points, and they're 245th. So but on defense, it's about the exact opposite.
I love how your voice changes every time you read defense.
It's like defense or rebounds. I mean, they do out rebound them, but they're better at like I don't know. I don't know how I'm reading this right now. I think I'm too high to read this shit right now.
Parlay Joe, man, having a moment. But I wanted to preview that game just because I guess we're gonna have kind of different leans. We'll see when the line comes out, what the line is, and how like we'll go from there. But I'm liking Houston's chances. I watched Texas isn't the best team in the Big 12 by any means, but that's a Final Four team from last year, and Houston went into their building, fought in the OT, and took that win from them. When Texas should have won that game, to be honest with you. So that's something to look at. That's one of the big games of the weekend. Another game to look at is probably going to be. Let me pull this up. We're going to look at some other games. Let's at the big ones first. Let's take a look at Duke, North Carolina. My personal opinion, that's kind of an easy game for me to decide. You have North Carolina coming off a hard loss that they just had by 1 point to Georgia Tech, which after they ran through the whole ACC. I think this is a UNC spot.
I agree.
They're at home too. It's going to be at Chapel Hill. This is definitely looking like a UNC spot. Duke's shaky this year too. I mean, I know they really got the same record, but UNC actually dominates teams when they actually win games. Duke doesn't really do the same. Duke is in a lot of scrap fest.
If UNC gets hot, they'll take over after reading over the stats. But I think it'll be pretty even defensively.
Yeah. I think just the fact that you have UNC at home, UNC, I think they'll win that game, especially if they're not lost. It's just the momentum swing. They're going to be more locked in. They're probably overlooking Georgia Tech, looking to the Duke game because they're playing Duke.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
So I like North Carolina in this spot personally. We don't have nearly as much disagreement on this game as the Houston game, so there's not as much to cover. Before we get into Tennessee, Kentucky, let's highlight Iowa State and Baylor.
All right.
Iowa State's been killing it this year. They beat
Baylor's
Kansas this
not
year.
really
If I'm not,
good.
you want me to tell you what I think? People
They're
just
taking
underrate
some
the
bad
Big.
losses. They're taking some bad losses.
People just underrate the Big 12. Like the Big 12's top 3 basketball conference, if not top 2. Might be number 1 right now.
Yeah, but I don't know. Iowa State's
No, the
much
reason why
better.
you can say that is because it's not like when you're playing in the SEC like some teams. When they're playing against teams like TCU, who was ranked last week, they're playing against teams like Texas, who was ranked, Texas Tech. Like half these teams are BYU's ranked. Like all these teams are ranked.
Yeah, I went against them a couple times when they lost too. So I think they're gonna lose this game too, bro.
The only reason why you might lean Baylor is because this game is at home, and that's huge in college basketball. So the fact that this game's at home,
Jesus Christ.
huh?
I said this year, especially Jesus Christ.
It's ridiculous how big of a difference, bro. Prime example, Iowa State is 11, is 13-0 at home. They're 2-2 on the road. No, they're 2-4. My bad, 2-4. Oh wait, no, I'm not reading this right. Hold up, I'm not reading.
Yeah,
this
you
right.
are. If they're 13-0, they got to be 2-4 on the road.
Nah,
they
but they're
gotta be-
16-4. They're 16-4. So
Yeah,
that
they
means
got to be
that means they're 13-0 on the road, and they're
3-4.
doing something. Yeah, something like that. 3. Yeah. Something like that. Let me hold on. Let me take a look at this.
How the math not mathing for you, bro?
It's not.
3. plus
Well, no,
3.
not that. I just wanted to make sure I read the right thing.
All right.
Besides that,
Well,
that's besides the point. Anyway, well, the main thing is that they're very good at home. But every team struggles on the road this year. That's where almost all teams' losses come from. Home road splits this year are actually insane. So that's the one thing trending in Kansas' favor, that when they're hosting Houston, by the way, later in the week. Um, but every team does lose to home games. It does have, bro. Prime example: Tennessee lost to South Carolina at home this week.
hey, you're not lying there. Tennessee.
So,
I just wish we would have showed up versus Tennessee,
but there's not really much more to cover here. I'm personally leaning Baylor in this Baylor Iowa State game just because it's at Baylor. If it was at Iowa State, I would probably lean the other way. Iowa State's a lot more improved this year. What I noticed when I was doing research earlier in the year, Iowa State has a high end recruiting class in the 2023 class, and their freshmen are playing. So if you contribute that to what they're doing, yeah, it makes sense overall why Iowa State's doing pretty good this year. They're usually a tourney team in the past couple of years. Sometimes they can make a run. It wouldn't be surprised if they're good this year for once, like throughout the year. But I lean Baylor personally here just because it's at home. Now, the SEC game of the night is going to be Tennessee versus Kentucky. I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest with you. Both teams coming off a loss. Kentucky just lost at home. I won't be surprised if this is a Tennessee line. If it's a -1.5 Tennessee. Even though it's at Rupp.
What's up?
It's at Rupp Arena, Kentucky. It's at Rupp. The game,
Okay.
Tennessee versus Kentucky. But Tennessee
Yeah.
probably will be favored -1.5 or something small like that. Even though it's on the road for them.
Yeah, I really need. I really wish they would come out with these lines a little sooner.
They can't just because it's like they don't do
There's too many games
unless
before
sometimes
it.
for the NBA.
But I got a game that's probably going to be a pretty big game that I think we're kind of overlooking. It's going to be in Madison Square Garden.
You talking
UConn
about
versus
UConn St. John's?
yeah, bro. And as we talked about early in the year, St. John's, any team with like a Saint in front of them, they usually are pretty good. Like St. Peter's. Sometimes these teams just find a way to get upsets. They cover a lot. Let's look how much they actually cover. Oh, I can't find it right now. Anyways, I think St. John's is gonna at least cover in this game and might get an upset. They're not a bad team, 13-8, going against a 19-2 team. St. John's is pretty much at home, just going across the bridge. So I like it.
The only thing I'll say is it looks like UConn has started to find its groove in Big East play.
Yeah.
They did have a couple slip ups at the beginning of the year. I know they one slip, if I'm mistaken. It was one game. Yeah, the Seton Hall game. They've lost another game, but the loss that really because they lost to Kansas. But I mean that was a early season game. That's beginning of December. The loss to Seton Hall was beginning of Big East play. Since then, they haven't dropped a game. Matter of fact, they're on a 9-game win streak, UConn. So what I will agree with you is I probably if the line is sitting at like a 6.5, 5.5, I'm taking St. John's to cover. I think if it's somewhere around there, if it's like a 2.5, I don't know personally. If it's if it's tight, or even if you for some odd reason see St. John's favor, just because they've played already this year, and St. John's went on the road and played UConn tough, and let's just say UConn escaped with the win. They won by 4. They closed out. They got lucky in the end. So St. John's gets them almost in their building this time. I see what you're saying. That's why it really depends on how the line comes out for that game. If it's 5.5, 6.5, I would agree with the St. John's cover. If it's anything lower than that, like a 2.5, I'm laying off it. It's probably not going to be worth it. Especially when you value odds, if you want to do like a money line boost too.
I like it. I'm trying to look at a couple things right now. Let's see.
I think I saw Texas TCU on Saturday. Yeah, I did see that. TCU is one of the games I think is probably one of the teams I kind of like them. One of the in the Big 12 sneaky team for me. In the Big 12, I really like the way they are able to compete with these teams. They don't show a lot of effort, and Jamie Dixon always has TCU running out in transition, and that's the main thing. They've beaten good teams when they get them in their building and they compete with others. So I don't know. I don't know, bro. That's the game that's really like interesting to me. Looking at a
I
game
want to
like
go
that.
ahead and get this out there. I have a touchdown prop already for the Super Bowl.
Well, let's save it for the end. We got a little bit of time left. Let's save that for the end. One thing I want to give a highlight to before we get out of here. What do you think this
Yeah.
Auburn Ole Miss line is gonna be? Before we get out of college basketball. Because Auburn on the road, Ole Miss is like one of the weakest 18-3 teams in the country.
Yeah.
Like probably the weakest. They don't play. They lost by 25 to Tennessee in Tennessee's building. They lost to LSU in LSU building. Auburn beat them by 24 in their own building. So yeah, I mean, this is the game in the rematch at Ole Miss. But in my personal opinion, I mean, I know Auburn's in a rut right now. I know Auburn hasn't been doing too well.
Yeah.
But they did just beat Vandy, and I'm not saying Ole Miss is Vandy, obviously not. But I mean, you can tell the teams in the SEC that plays the high level defense, and you can tell the teams in the SEC that don't, if you know what I mean.
I agree.
And Ole Miss is not one of them. So in this type of game, huh?
But the only thing is when we're thinking about the spread, if they make it too big, it might be an opportunity to attack there.
If Auburn's like 8.5 on the road at Ole Miss, that's concerning. Minus 8.5.
Yeah, that is pretty big.
That's what I'm getting at. Like that's where my mind. If they're like 5.5, 4.5, 3.5, that's different. But if they're like something like 8.5 because it's because they played already this year and Auburn beat them by 24,
Yeah.
then yeah, that's gonna be concerning. I get your point. But college basketball, yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a great slate. Watch out for BYU. They're gonna be on the road at West Virginia. Early thoughts on it, depending on how West Virginia is so fugazi. They're actually this year, but they have an upset win against Kansas, and then they got Cincinnati at home, which Cincinnati was doing all right this year. BYU was actually very good, man. If I would take BYU in this game if the spread's not too big.
BYU.
Yeah, they're in their first year in Big 12 play. They're actually competing with the big dogs and playing well. They beat Iowa State.
Nice little opportunity here that we're gonna take. We got a bet for you guys. Kristaps Porzingis over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists, minus 126.
It's only at 29.5.
Yep. And guess what his points are?
What?
19.5.
Oh wait, because everybody on the Celtics is playing tonight. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, Kristaps could just get that with points and rebounds alone, but it depends on like how he shows up. He's been doing pretty well for them this year. I'll say this: I don't think
total points and rebounds is 26.5.
I get why now, because he barely be rebounding the ball.
Because he sits out there and shoots, bro.
Yeah. Tatum's their best rebounder.
But I've seen him get like 18.5, so I'm not too worried about it.
Tripping. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that whenever I see the players, like what happened with the Lakers when those players were out, I was like, yeah, that's a stay off game for me. Too variable. it's not as bad as, like, for example, the Utah's not a good team, so like the spread is still going to be somewhat normal, even though the Sixers are missing team players because the Sixers are a good team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Sixers are
not the
really
same
good.
scenario, huh?
Sixers are really good, is what I said.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
Yo, the
that's
Knicks
not
are really
bad.
good this year,
Yeah, they are.
bro. Ever since they got OG and Anunoby, they're like, I forgot what the record was. It's something crazy.
Can't find that one. The heck? I wanted to do Aaron Neesmith the same points and rebounds, but I don't see it.
Wait, let me do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bro, they went 14. They went 14-2 in January, bro. The Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks and look at them against the spread. Like they're like 10-2 right now for their
They
last 5.
crushed.
Yeah,
Bro, those two are the two losses probably.
they're really good. They're really good.
Yeah, man. Out of his mind. All right, so while we're getting at it, we can finish off with this. What was your Super Bowl prop bet?
Kyle
Use check.
score a touchdown.
Ooh, you fullback touchdown. What was the odds?
Pretty low this week. What's up?
That means he might score. Damn. Okay, good job.
Yeah. Only I don't know. I didn't put a whole unit on it, so I think it's like 900.
Okay.
Maybe more. I don't know. I'm not looking at it right now. And it doesn't tell me. So I don't know. But I love it, and I would also take him over 3.5 receiving yards.
Let's
Seems
go,
weird,
man.
but hit
We
that
keep
last
gutting the
week.
Cowboys. Sorry, man. We keep gutting the Cowboys, man. We locked up Joe Witt Jr. as our DC.
Nice, nice. You guys are probably gonna take out
My
the
bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just got excited when I was reading it.
all good, brother. Also expect Justin Watson to return. He should be able to.
Hey, what's Kadarius Toney's stats?
I'm not mentioning that. See what they said?
Kadarius Toney don't.
Brandon Ayuk over 63.5.
Yards?
Yeah.
His yards scare me because I never know if he's gonna actually
Check
get the
in
ball.
78 on the Propomizer app.
You know what his yards was the last game? His yards last game was like 78, and I think he finished with 6.
Yeah, I know. I took it. He jammed.
Oh, you did? Okay. I looked at it and I'm like 78 is too high for Ayuk this game, but I didn't want to bet the under at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Let me look and see what
I'm
my
not trying to be a player hater when I bet on props. I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather cheer for players to do good.
not do good on the PGA. That's for sure.
On the PGA.
Yeah, he's -1, and the leader is -8. That's not good.
Man, Chelsea got shelled in soccer this week, man. Shelled.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't be a Chelsea fan. You should be a freaking Manchester. Man
I can
City.
call you a bandwagon. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, I used to be a Barcelona fan or whatever they call them.
Oh yeah. You know the guys who just had their coach quit on the mid-season. Yeah, sounds about right.
That happened.
Yeah, he's. I win this season, but I'm leaving the club at the end of the year.
Was Tua named comeback player of the year?
I don't think so. The awards haven't gotten announced yet.
All right, my mom just sent me clickbait.
Oh, guess what? You asked about him earlier, bro. This crazy, man. Guess who the front runner is for offensive coordinator for the Raiders?
Who?
Cliff Kingsbury.
He's gonna get a job.
Bro, Marvin Lewis is on the staff too with Antonio Pierce. You remember the former Bengals head coach?
Bro, yeah, they're gonna be pretty good. Dude.
Oh, let me cover a little big hockey news. So
What you got?
just a heads up, Elias Lindholm just got traded from the Calgary Flames for yesterday, not today, but it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm just covering because we're on the show today. For Kuzmenko, first round pick, and a couple prospects, if I'm not mistaken. Good trade for the Flames. I mean, you get value on an expiring asset. Lindholm's a great player. Offensively, he's going to give you something similar to Kuzmenko, but you're not really paying for that. You're paying for the defensive-minded center that can play penalty killing, power play minutes time. So that's really what you're paying for. Good addition for the Flame. I mean, for the Canucks trying to go all in, but I don't know if it was necessarily worth it what they gave up. Kuzmenko doesn't fit their current system, but he's still a talented player at the end of the day. I just wanted to cover that because that's probably a big trade that's going on that just went down, especially before the NHL trade deadline.
All right, bet.
Now, also, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Ryan Grubbs getting the interview with Seattle for an OC job?
So I saw that when I got off, and I was like, dude, this can't happen. So
This can't happen.
hopefully it doesn't happen. But if it does, it could just his quarterback coach will just probably get the
I think
job.
so. Yeah. But I mean, still, like Grubbs talented.
Yeah, but I'm honestly surprised he came in the first place. So
You thought he would be getting a head coach job somewhere, like
Yeah.
in like one of the college small.
I mean, it makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean,
It could be. He's getting up there in age too. I mean, he might just not be a head coach. He might just not want.
you
to
know,
be
there's
head
a
coach.
rumor Chip Kelly might be it has a chance to become our OC, right?
I thought Chip Kelly was fucking head coach at UCLA.
He is, but like that's one of the rumors that he might come be our OC with Dan Quinn.
He ain't gonna be the OC. He wants control.
I mean, I think we're just gonna get someone from the 49ers org probably. But if we get someone big, it would be cool.
I'm about to put in a crazy prop parlay, and you guys are gonna get to hear it for free. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be Derek White over 2.5 3-pointers.
Oh, listen to this, brother. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading Steven Adams to the Houston Rockets for Victor Oladipo and 3 second-round picks. Isn't that injured guy for injured guy?
What the fuck? Why would they do that when they don't even. I don't know.
Let me go find the Shams tweet. You know he probably already
Now
tweeted.
I gotta follow the Rockets. I hate the Rockets. I'm a big Steven Adams fan, so.
All right, so he didn't tweet about it. The Woj tweet about it. Woj did tweet about it. Somebody tweeted about it. All right.
Let's see.
Nah, that's funny. That really is this injured player for injured player, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that, but things happen.
He
You
said
can't
that's weird. I don't like that. Oh, man, no one gives a fuck if you like it. It happened.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, that was funny. I was like, Parlay, they don't give a fuck if you like it.
Who better?
I'm like, they made the deal anyways, bro. Fuck.
Oh well.
Oh man, now that's funny. I mean, we don't got too much to cover, to be honest. This is gonna be one of the dullest, slowest times of the year for sports until we're just betting baseball in the summer, and it's gonna be hell.
Yeah, I'm not betting baseball.
Hey man, I was doing pretty good for a while at the times, man. You just gotta be locked in.
I'm just gonna follow.
Oh, you know we gonna find a way to bet on the Olympics this summer.
Now that'll be fun.
You know we're gonna find a way to bet on Paris, man. Come on now, Paris 2024.
Is there soccer?
Probably, yeah. It's summer, man. They got all the sports, man. It's not flag football yet.
Yeah, but I like winter. I like winter sports.
You trying to bet on skiing? Come on.
I'm trying to bet on hockey. USA. USA.
Oh, you could have bet on the World Juniors with me, but you was flogging.
I'm not betting on junior kids.
That's the one you want to bet on.
I don't know nothing about that.
Man, this was the year, man. You just hit USA. The year the USA win the World Juniors, man. Parlay nowhere to be found. We barely win the. You know what? All right, let me not do that. I was about to make a bad joke. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop right there. I shouldn't be making a joke about what I was about to. That's why I stopped. It's a touchy subject in that country. But AKA, we were doing. There's a reason the USA had a clear path, and we did. We won it. Hoorah!
All right, this is gonna be. Looks pretty bad. 725. Half a unit.
Okay.
Derek White over 2.5 3-points. Drew Holiday over 4.5 assists. Aaron Neesmith over 20.5 points. Kristaps over 28 points, rebounds, and assists.
The key's gonna be Neesmith.
Yeah, but he's gone over in 5 straight since Brown got traded and is playing 35-plus minutes a game. And with OG out, the Knicks are very susceptible at small forward over their last few games. Plus money plays. Plus
money plays.
Coming off his best game of the year.
But no, overall, I mean, I do like it. I mean, I think that next Patriots game is going to be a game of the night. No questions asked.
Probably one of the worst nights in sports.
Yeah, we didn't have. We had to cover college basketball on Saturday because there's not too much for us to even cover. I mean,
it's tough to do with no spreads, but we got it done.
I mean, I will say if you want to look into basketball tomorrow in the NBA to close out, because there is spreads out for tomorrow NBA.
We can do that.
Yeah. One thing I kind of find interesting is Phoenix is on the road against the Hawks. The Suns have been doing pretty good since they made some of these adjustments. I know they lost a couple, but they were streaking pretty well before those 2 losses that they had during this last 5. I think when you look at the Suns, their problem was build for a long time, and now
I like that.
They finally have the team to where they're able to go death lineup at times and have KD just cook. No team in the league is going to be scarier than the Clippers, and honestly, the fact that the Clippers, unless the Clippers are having players sit, the fact that the line is only 10.5 is concerning. They might boat race the Pistons.
Yeah, it started 9.5. It's already come up a little bit. I actually really like that, and I really like your Phoenix play too.
They're both road games, but there's a reason these good teams on the road still win.
Grayson Allen will be out and Bobo. That might affect the game.
Only one of them do, and it's Grayson Allen. Bobo irrelevant.
Come on, man. Let me troll a little bit.
Ooh, this is interesting. The Warriors are going to be going to Memphis. Both teams not good this year.
Both teams suck, eh?
Yeah. I think the Warriors are probably going to win, but 5.5 is interesting. Those teams play tight usually. Whoa, the Hornets are bro minus 16.5 versus the Hornets next tomorrow night.
Is it at the Hornets?
No, it's in OKC.
Oh,
They might get blown out. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the last time you looked at a spread like this, it was the Trailblazers, and you got jugged. So I know you were scarred when you look at an OKC on a spread like that.
yeah.
But at the same time, they are scarred because the last time they had a spread like that, the Pistons got them. So I don't know, brother. I don't know. I just wanted to preview some of these lines because they're interesting to me. The two spots I picked out are probably the two I'm leaning. Ooh, one more spot I like is I do like Houston at home versus the Raptors. Houston, when they play at home, are a much different team than when they're on the road. They play the Raptors at home, and the Raptors are still developing from all these trades that they made. They're still getting their stuff together, but I like Houston at home. It's at 5.5 for that reason because it's pretty high for Houston, but there's a reason it's at 5.5.
All right.
But I think that's it. I mean, I don't really have anything else. We'll probably catch up with you guys on Monday. That's Parlay. Matt, man, we the Gritty Gamblers, and we'll catch y'all next week after the Pro Bowl. That guy.
Yeah, Pro Bowl might be the worst thing in the history of sports.
We didn't bring it up on the show for that reason, and we just said it during the goodbye. Sayonara.
I bet I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.